In today's video, it's going to be a splendid video because we're going to be having a package from, not China, but the United Kingdom. Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. So in today's video, it feels like my birthday, and by the way, it's not. But it comes because we have something very cool sent in by the guys from, the Bitmap Bureau. In today's video, we are going to be doing a chit-chat regarding one of my favorite games, These are like these games that I purchased for almost every system. The game called Xeno Crisis, and it has been a very long time that I actually hold a Game Boy Advance game in my hand, complete in box. It's because I do own a lot of Game Boy Classic and all kinds of games, but mostly I don't have the boxes. So we're going to be having two versions today, and just to see how it is, what is the quality, and is it any fun. So the other version we're having over here is the Japan version. I think it's kind of cool. They're having all kinds of different versions when it comes to the Xeno Crisis games. I think they also released it on all kinds of systems, including the N64. I do own myself all kinds of different versions. I think it's also called the Neo Geo CD, Dreamcast, and many other systems. But yep, we need to have a more Xeno Crisis for my personal addiction. Yeah. But what are we going to be doing today is of course playing and just doing a quick overview of the Xeno Crisis. So for me this is a reminder of the Smash TV games. I don't know if you ever played it, let me know in the comments. This is one of those games that I just love to play. I've played it like seriously, like crazy amount on my Sega Genesis. However, Xeno Crisis reminds me of that game, and that's actually the reason why I'm such a big fan. But let's do an unsealing moment. But it's kind of interesting that this version, the PAL, has the seal, but the Japan version region doesn't have that. But let's do a quick unboxing, unsealing, and see what are we getting. And of course we're going to be playing it on different kind of Game Boy systems. So the overall quality of the box art and everything is just really nice quality. So if you're going to be having a collection of all kinds of complete games, I just think we're living in an amazing time where we can have these games and just collect them as it is. Okay, so opening up is going to be the nightmare. Because I don't see, this is what I mean. Like, I'm always ruining these freaking boxes. Yep, I'm always doing that. Oh man. However, let's do a quick peek in the inside. Let's see how it is with the manual and everything. Is there a manual and what are we getting for extra goodies? Sometimes we're getting goodies like extra cool posters. And let's check out the instruction booklets. The thing we're not even getting with new generation games for the PlayStation and even sometimes the Switch. So the instruction booklet, the first thing that we're going to be doing is the most important, is sniffing it. Doesn't really smell special. However, let's do a quick overview to see what it is. So getting started, controls, introduction, how to play, and also having the Game Boy Advance displayed in here. Introduction about the game, and advanced play, melee attacks, roll to cancel, and everything else. But later on we're going to be doing a chit chat about and also gameplay of the game itself. And this is like the old school days where these games are like freaking almost impossible to beat, and that is what I love about the Xeno Crisis 2. So here we're having the cartridge, and the way how everything has been assembled is the same like the old school days. I still remember like GBA was my final console I actually had when it comes to handhelds, and in particular of the Nintendo lineup, because after that I didn't really play a lot of handhelds anymore. So the overall quality of the cartridge looks very nice. Doesn't have of course the Nintendo decals or any like stamps in there, so it's just blank. But the overall quality is quite good. So what are we going to be doing today? Yeah, we're going to be grabbing a special Game Boy. No, it's not like Xeno Crisis Game Boy. We're going to be plugging it in, see how it actually fits. We're having this beautiful Game Boy with an IPS panel of funny playing. This is not the latest version, I did a separate video about it. But let's plug it in and let's see how it feels. So putting it in, it feels absolutely authentic. So that's just great. Let's power on the system itself. Ooh. Yeah, I think that has something to do with the Game Boy because there is some dust. Let's blow it. And there we go. And let's see how the game will look and how it will play. I found it very cool to have all kinds of languages over here, having like Dutch, Espanol, Portuguese, Netherlands, like there was all kinds of different languages, so that's kind of cool. Another thing we're going to be doing is lowering the lighting in the studio. So with the option, we do have difficulty. You know what's kind of funny? It automatically set to hard mode. Like, that's absolutely nice. But we're going to be putting it at easy mode. The music. We can listen to the music and all the sound effects. We can just leave it as it is. The controls. And the language can be changed back if you want to. And that's it. So there's nothing much actually to see when booting up the game. We have 2 different characters that we can play. But I'm curious how this was going to be actually playing on the Game Boy, because normally we have the D-pad and the 4 buttons. Of course, the configuration will be like following, that we can just push the button and it will shoot in a certain direction. Another thing I also noticed is that because of the screen size, you can just see that now the level itself is moving from left to right, where normally we're having like the almost, or I think it's like the full, let's say, level in your screen. So there are some minor changes that have been done to make it perfect playable on the Game Boy Advance itself. But the overall gameplay is absolutely fun. So one of the things is that when you're getting into the shooting part, when you're getting low on ammo, automatically a crate will appear, but always it's going to be on such an annoying, let's say, place. So you need to be very careful. You can grab the tags, and with the tags we can actually upgrade. This is a great example. Now we need to grab ourselves the ammo. We have all kinds of different cool upgrades. Let's go quickly to the different room, because now we can use this awesome like grenade launcher. So the way how you're going to be playing it compared with, let's say, an other controller for the Super NES, it's going to be slightly different, but not in a bad way. Already got 12 tags. That's going to be great. When you're getting hit, it's such an annoying thing. And think about it, I'm playing this on freaking easy mode. Let's go to the final boss. There we go. And so when it comes to the overall gameplay, I do need a little bit getting used to it, because we need the shoulder buttons now. Ooh. By the ending of the stage, you're getting a high score and ranking, and that's it. You know, it also shows the high score itself. And when going to the next, you're getting this very cool screenshot, or at least like this story mode. And then we can even do a little bit of an upgrade. So that is one of those very cool things. I got 15 tags collected. We can have like power up. And after that I messed it up. However, you can go out of the game, or at least out of the game, out of this option, and going further into the game itself. So I think one of the surprising elements is that this game, where this is actually the same game that I've been playing a lot on different systems, yeah, it's slightly different on the Game Boy itself, and I like it, I can tell you that. But let's take a close look at the other version. And what is kind of cool is when you're going to be looking at the manual itself, you can just see that this is completely not in English. Here you can just see that if you are a collector, or if you want to sell it in different regions, they can do it like that, not having only it in the right language when it comes to the manual itself, and it is only in that particular language. There's no English whatsoever. So I love the form factor of the boxes. Also here they have this very nice color. I don't have like another complete box GBA game from Japan, so I cannot do anything when it comes to, let's say, the comparison, but the quality itself is just great. I love the way how it looks, and the game is exactly the same. So that is one thing. So it's more like the box, and of course we do have different labels up front, but I didn't notice anything else when it comes to the language. The language also, this last option was implemented in the other version. So when it comes to the game, the ROM file on it is exactly the same. And if you're getting into a different language, you can see area 1, the parameter or something like that, that will still be the same. However, we're going to be doing a side-by-side comparison with this. You can just see we're having some different labels. So that's kind of cool. Let me know in the comments which label do you prefer. Like blue is my favorite color, that's one thing, but when it comes to the way how this looks, I personally prefer to have this one because of the yellow background and the characters pop out a little bit better. So I love the way how they're going all the way when it comes to different regions, but also when it comes to the manual, the form factor and everything else. So let's play this thing on the Analog Pocket. We tried it on the Game Boy itself. Let's plug in the cartridge and let's play it from there. Oh yeah, this is going to be such a better overall experience. Man, the audio of this thing is freaking loud. Let's see, we can change some things out. Settings, pocket display. Okay, let's go to the 90. No, but the display is slightly different, which you can just see over there. We do have like 2 black bars now.
Your mission begins
now. And what is convenient about this thing, we do have 4 buttons at the front over here. So what would be a very cool configuration if you had the option to use it like we're doing with the Sega Genesis with the right settings, but that is of course not the case over here because we do have back buttons, but we cannot configure the front buttons, saying that we're going to be using it as a different way. So the game doesn't do anything with it, so you cannot use the D-pad and the 4 front-facing buttons for direction shooting. So we're still stuck with the stuff that we're seeing over here. Oh man, but I love my Game Boy Advance. The Analog Pocket is such a cool device to play these games with. And the audio is so much better. And to give you an idea what I mean, you have roll, shoot, roll, grenade. So we can switch, or with let's say the console versions, we have different configurations. Because normally, of course, the Game Boy Advance has only 4 buttons to use with the games itself. But I want to be clear when it comes to the Analog Pocket. You can mess around with the setting itself. So if you want to have the full screen going on, so what you can actually do is stretch it all the way out and just mess around with this option and just go all of the way when it comes to this. So yeah, if you're going to be messing with it and you want to have a full screen, you can actually do that. Just wanted to be pointing it out. There we go. So we're stretching it. It's going to be ugly, but you know, it's one of the many ways they're making this thing freaking awesome. So personally, I didn't mind the black bars, but if you want a full screen, it is possible. So nothing to do with the game, of course. So when it comes to Xeno Crisis, I am a big fan of the game itself, and the reason I want to have this in the collection. However, is this the best version out there? Yeah, when it comes graphical wise, this is no difference in my opinion. However, if you want to play it on the perfect way, like the Smash, let's say TV games, where we have like the directional for walking and shooting to a certain direction, having more buttons, then you would go for the console version. But yeah, Xeno Crisis, having it in a collection and play the game over and over again, and realizing I still suck at it, yeah, it doesn't matter at all. Hey, thank you all for watching. Let me know in the comments what do you think of Xeno Crisis and everything, and it will be great to see you in the next video.